You are live. Well, thank you. And thank you for being here with me or to listening, or for the future listeners. And don't forget to like, make a comment, a happy face, a heart, whatever you want to. That it helps us to continue with the message, going, moving. And so please, for those that doesn't know me, my name is Lilia Ackerman. I'm a transformational wellness master coach, and I help people to build the best of their lives. Yes, that's what I do, and I like my job. All right. Last month, um, for the month of May, we were talking about a series about parenthood. So this is one side of the coin, parents, and the other side is children. Many times we are parents, but once we were children. So that's why this month we're talking about children. Um, this is May and June in honor for parenthood, and that's why we're talking about the family general. Okay, let me breathe. Let me breathe. Okay. So if you're interested to check about the parenthood, we have three sessions. I think you're gonna like it, and I hope you like this one. So um, after we see the both sides of the coin, you will have an idea about why you act the way you act and why you have the life that you have and what to do about it if you don't like it. Okay. I would like to enter our new series with gratitude to our parents. The idea is to see them through new lenses of compassion and love. So, what am I doing this? It's very simple. Because if your parents gave you for adoption or they did horrible things, huge mistakes during your childhood, your view of them may not be a positive one. I have heard many former clients saying, I have nothing to be grateful for. But I believe, even in the worst scenarios, you may be overlooking one thing, capital ONE, one thing that all of us can be grateful for, our lives, which is a great gift. If gratitude feels impossible for you right now, what if we begin by being grateful for the simple fact that we are here? Now, I'm going to read from my book, From Gloom to Bloom, a chapter that I titled Gratitude. This for a reason, right? This chapter is about parents, a message for parents, a message for daughters and sons. So it is understandable that when your life is a whirlwind of misery, it is difficult to find reasons to be thankful. Rather, we want to curse anything, don't we? I understand that. I understand you because that was my reaction in times of great emotional pain. In search to find the reasons for my conflict, I learned the importance of being thankful for the good things. And I'm going to be mentioning some of them at the end. Um, I learned to be thankful for the um, for the good things, to recognize them in the midst of affliction. Because a lot of things comes in the midst of affliction. We're not able to see it right away, but I promise you, they are there. So, however, to reach that sincere gratitude, level of gratitude, humility is needed. Being grateful day by day brings tranquility. And in the midst of that tranquility, you can find the root of your emotional distress. Once you find it, you're able to release negative emotions. Many times, gratitude leads to emotional freedom. So, with the hope of offering you a different perspective, one that allows you to see your parents through a heart of love. So, let us start with the beginning of your existence. In order to talk about this, we're going to look at what your mom went through while you were in the womb. Your mother carried you for 9 months. 9 months is approximately 270 days. It sounds easy to say 270 days, right? Have you ever carried 25 or 35 pounds 24 hours a day? I don't think so. But your mother carried you for 9 months straight. During that time, the best nutrients in her body went to you. As a result, your mother may have experienced hair loss, tooth loss, developed diabetes, or varicose vein. In addition, she suffered back pain from the extra weight in her belly, and her organs were compressed to make room for your growth. And so many nights your mother was unable to rest fully. As a mother, I can tell you how difficult it is to find a comfortable position when you're pregnant. And what about the morning sickness or throwing up? Honestly, I gave you a short list because there are so many hormonal changes. But you got the picture, right? Okay. Now, if she had a job and didn't have a car, she may have to take public transportation. You know what? There are so many other areas of life that your parents had to adjust and many other challenges they had to face. However, I hope this description of pregnancy is enough to help you to understand how someone's life went through tremendous changes in order for you to exist. Because all pregnancy are like this or worse. Um, because you have life, you possess senses that deserve to be valued. You can hear your breathing, the beating of your heart, like sounds of that drum that makes your body vibrate, and feel the blood flowing through your veins like a living river. Because it's a living river. Because without blood, we die instantly. Um, your inner world testifies how your organs work together in harmony, helping one another to maintain proper and stable functioning. There is much that your inner body can teach you if you learn how to quiet the noise of the outside world and listen to its voice. Whether your relationship with your parents was healthy or painful, you can still choose to be grateful for the gift of your life. There is emotional freedom that comes with forgiveness and gratitude. If you choose to proceed, you can write a letter to them expressing what is in your heart. Or just put your hand in your heart and say it loud, thank you for my life. I learned that many transformational lives or healing come from short sentences. We don't have to go on and on and on and on. Simplicity make miracles. And if your parents are not alive or you never met them, still write the letter anyway. Don't put an address on it. Just send it. Someone is going to read the letter. When you feel a teeny light of desire, of gratitude, but you are finding resistance, a prayer can be very helpful. Ask God, because there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Not by your strength, but by my strength." And a couple times in my life, facing difficulty, I ask God, I can't do this in my own strength, but it is written. So I quote the Bible, the verse. And you know what? Instantly, I feel empowered to do what in my strength couldn't. All right, let's move on. There are two approaches people take when they are in conflict with their parents. In the search to relieve their emotional pain, they confront their parents, who may already be elderly, about what they did. Unfortunately, they often did not find the emotional relief they were seeking. Instead, they are left with a bitter taste in their mouth, because their words were loaded with resentment and a wounded heart. It came from the wounded heart. And when we hold this for years and years and years and years and years, at the end it's not even a reproach, but most likely a vomiting of our resentment. So taking this approach doesn't resolve anything. It brings more emotional damage to both people. Because in many cases, parents are not aware of what they did wrong, because they simply repeat what they witnessed when they were children. Now they have to die the rest of their days, feel guilty and condemnation. The second approach is when people seek reconciliation in a healthy way. This attitude creates a space for a natural conversation to talk about what happened and the reason behind it. In situations like this, both parties receive healing. What matters is the intentions of your heart. If the intentions of your heart is restoring that relationship, that you want understanding about what happened, that you would like to engage in a conversation, to listen and not to be able to jump with a punch right away, but to listen their part, then you will understand more about yourself. But if your intention is to, they need to know, they want to, that is when we we're not gonna get what we want. Now, a little bit about my experience with my mother. And I'm saying with my mother because I'm gonna talk about my father next on the next series. But and again, the reason I'm talking about this is for us as a kid, as a sons and daughters. But we need to understand um, the pregnancy part. Okay, so regardless of the situation, the serious, and when I say serious, trust me, serious mistakes that my mother made. Um, I was able. She made those mistakes as a mother, right? As a mother, but I was able to witness the strong woman that she was. She fought for her life and dreams. She never gave up. Her generosity was extraordinary. She cared deeply for people that were in financial and emotional distress. And she did something about it. Not just see it, she did something about it. And the things that she did, it was just incredible. So, part of her, um, generally speaking, she was very happy most of the time and very funny. She was always singing around the house and building business from scratch. Her imagination was wild. While others saw nothing, she saw something in the land of nothing. On the other side, she always had trouble with money. She was not a good administrator, and because of that, we were constantly moved from house to another house. You wonder why, or no? She didn't have the money to pay the rent. Today we have furniture. Tomorrow we didn't have furniture. At that time it was motorcycle. You go and get your furniture. They deliver, and it was somebody. The people who recollect the payments, they always use motorcycles. So we knew when the motorcycle arrived outside of our house, and we didn't answer because it was no money to pay. So later on, they came to pick it up. And I remember one time we have the living room and then a curtain who was dividing, that was dividing, I'm sorry, the living room with the dining room. They came to pick up the dining room. It was so beautiful. My mother always liked long, long tables, and that's still me. I enjoy having long tables. And so we closed the curtain all the time. Our friends came, and when they if they needed something, I said, "No, stay here. I will bring it to you." Unfortunately, the bathroom, it was you had to cross to get to the bathroom, the dining room, if you wanted to go to the kitchen. So sometimes, we came out with so many stories about, oh, they're gonna bring a new dining room. Oh, we're waiting for the new dining room, and moving house to house, new neighbors, new this, new that. And I, I don't know how many times I moved from the age of 6 to 17. Amazing. So she overworked and traveled for business. So we were under of the housekeeper for months at a time. She suffered from depression and guilt, and that led her to drink a lot, a lot. Um, I remember one time that she left. I was 6 years old, and I was living me and my youngest sister. And she traveled for business for a long time, and we were under the care of the housekeeper. Thank you, God, they were amazing and very sweet, super sweet, all of them. But one of them, when my mother left, she got a message that her mom was ill, so she needed to go to see her mom. We didn't have no family, so she couldn't call anyone. And she asked us to please promise that my mom never was going to know about this. And we did because we love her. I love all my housekeepers. Um, so she took us to in the bus like three hours or more driving, and in a very teeny town. She was very She was very poor, so her house, it was very small, teeny house, no hard floors. Is there? It was there, and it didn't have beds, so we slept in the hammock, and and we spent the night and the day after and the night before. And they have a movie in the park, so we were having fun actually, but she always keep her eyes on us always. Practically was holding one hand on one hand, just like this. And we enjoyed watching movies with the other kids and at the park. We came back to our home. My mom came back. Nobody knew about what happened on her absence. I'm very grateful that nothing happened to us because I mean today you hear that children get kidnapped, killed, or something, organs. Oh my God! So I'm very grateful that um, my mom was very sure that the people who take care of us, it was somebody that they had what they needed. So I cannot go into the details of her mistakes because they are extremely sensitive, and out of respect of my mom, I don't share them. But they mess up big time our lives for a long, long time. So, but again, regardless of what she did, I never felt resentment or reproach towards her because deep down I believe her intention was to do the best she could with what she knew and what she had. Who am I to judge somebody that I didn't know her upbringing, right? Um, Let me see. I took the good things that she left me, and also I learned from the cold bad things. In reality, there are no bad things. If we choose to learn from them, I choose both. The good became as an example to follow, and the mistakes became lessons that helped me to build a strong and loving family. Helped me to develop a strong, learn to develop a strong relationship with myself, with the rest of the world, with my husband. So I won't lie to you. It took me years to unweigh the emotional damage. But in the end, I am here standing like a oak tree, strong. Thanks God for his spiritual guidance. Um, One of I remember um, she was living in another city, and I went to visit her. She was, she has a couple bedrooms in the same area that she has the restaurant. So the restaurant was closed already. Almost all the lights were off. And I get up, I think it was late, but I got up. And I remember seeing her uh, on a table drinking. But her face, I didn't concentrate most in the alcohol that she was drinking, but on her face. Her face was deeply thinking about something that she couldn't understand. I mean, it was like at that moment I was reading. I was reading her mind. She never saw me. She never saw and she never find out that I was there. Um, it was dark, but I was observing her. I believe that I already had many things that was preparing me to be a coach. Because at that moment, it was not like I was her daughter. Again, it was like an observer of her pain. I believe her depression and guilt came because she's supposed to bring her mom to live with her. And when she went back to bring her, she died. I don't even know if she saw her alive or not. And for the thing that she was doing. So this is why it's very important to undress ourselves from from the things of this world, from guilt and condemnation to forgiveness, to forgive ourselves and ask God for forgiveness. And if people are alive, we ask for forgiveness too. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. Because many times I wonder if she, on her last breath, she forgive herself. If she died in peace. Because God never intended for us to live in pain forever. So, no matter what experience we have with our parents or who caused us pain, sooner or later, we must take responsibility for our lives. We cannot rewrite our past, but we can decide what we do with it. In the end, it's your life, the only life that you have. I pray to God opens your heart to speak words of love to those who gave you life. Because every step we make towards reconciliation at the start in our inner world. So soon she will be glowing. And from that position, we create amazing things. I'm a strong believer that no one on earth is here for accident. I used to believe that I was an accident. Big mistake. But rather that each of us are here because it was the desire of God for you to be here. He desired to give you life. He desired to give you life through your parents, your father and your mom. Um, and you're here, each of us, we're here to fulfill a mission. And I'm closing with this. What changes can happen if you see your life as a gift rather than accident? Because you're not an accident. Could gratitude for life itself become the first step towards healing? What legacy, this is my last one, what legacy of parenthood are you leaving to your future generations? Again, it took me years to unweight the emotional damage. But at the end, that the legacy I'm leaving for my family is incredible. It's a dream, a family dream beyond what I thought. And I'm so I can wait to see what are you gonna use, what are you gonna do. Okay. Now, announcement. The free challenge is coming up. I had a free challenge last month, but I couldn't because Sandy's fired. But we're gonna have it next month. I mean, this month. Oh my God! Yesterday is the first, June 19th to the 22nd. Uh, Reclaim your heart, rewrite your love story, and I hope you're gonna be part of this. This is for women that want to level up their relationships with themselves. And as a consequence, you're going to have a great relationship with the rest of the world. So, no matter if you are in a relationship or not, because this is about you. So, once love was not available for me. Why? Because my inner child wasn't healed. I had a distortionary version of love until I decided that it was my time. So I listened to the pain, to my pain. Now I enjoy what true relationships supposed to be. I know that you don't need more time. You need a new direction. So if you're ready, comment heart, and I will send you the details. All right. Um, I won't be here. Um, I won't be here. We're traveling as a family, so I won't be here next Monday, but I will try to record and put it here next Monday at 9 o'clock. And I'm sorry, at 10. All right. So I love you very much. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy the rest of the week. And remember, every day is an amazing opportunity to create new things. All right. Kiss. Be hot. Ciao.